Chair, Excellencies, Head of Delegations, ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to begin by thanking you on behalf of my delegation for the excellent arrangements that have been made to facilitate this global forum. In Barbados, we have willingly embraced the disaster risk reduction agenda, beginning from the United Nations General Assembly resolution establishing the International Decade for Disaster Reduction 1990 to 2000, to the Hugo Framework for Action 2005 to 2015. We commit to continuing to support disaster risk reduction initiatives at international, regional, and national levels. We're also committed to ensuring that the peculiarities of small island developing nations like ourselves are always taken into active consideration when the successor to the Hugo Framework for Action is crafted. Chair, Barbados is a small, developing Caribbean island. It's mindful that our region is one of the most disaster-prone areas of the world. Tourism is a leading provider of employment and revenue, not only in our country, but most countries in our region. We're therefore very mindful of the potential devastating impact of natural hazards, including tropical storms, hurricanes, volcanic eruption, earthquakes, and tsunamis. Man-induced hazards have also played devastating impacts on our populations, their livelihood, and our social and economic development. We're fully cognizant of our national responsibility and obligation to protect our population and critical infrastructure. We have taken steps since 2003 to provide a policy framework that embraces comprehensive disaster management, which is the Caribbean brand of disaster management that promotes disaster risk reduction and adaptation to climate change. CDM is therefore the platform on which emergency management is being pursued in Barbados. Under the ambit of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, the Intergovernmental Mechanism for Collaboration and Coordination, we actively participate in regional programs along with other 17 member states of the agency. One of the major objectives of Comprehensive Disaster Management Program is to ensure that disaster risk reduction is mainstreamed into the national emergency management system and legal provision made to mitigate the effects of all hazards, with full participation from the government, private sector, communities, and individuals. We have made concerted effort to align our national and regional CDM programs with that of the Hugo Framework for Action. We're therefore pleased to submit our National Progress Report on the implementation of the Hugo Framework for Action. In so doing, we have noted our successes. We've also noted where there are gaps, and we pledge to tackle these gaps to ensure that, in fact, by 2015, we have conformed to the requirements of the framework. We hope that one of the anticipated outcomes of this platform will be to galvanize dedicated resources, both financial and technical, to support further implementation of our respective national and regional programs. Madam Chair, it is our hope that indeed that as a region, that our voice will be continued to be heard in forums such as these. We recognize the ever-increasing natural catastrophes throughout the world. In fact, just this morning, we saw what happened in Spain. We nevertheless want to urge the international community not to lose sight of the small, vulnerable states such as our own. I thank you very much.